Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do a workout and talk about some organs. Today we have some ground beef heart. See if you can see that. So ground beef heart, and then some ground liver. It literally is just written on it like that. And with the ground beef liver, we ask for it to be ground up so we can include it into our ground beef, like burgers or hash, really anything, or just on the side you can make it like a ground beef kind of like patty or however you want to serve it. It's super convenient, and I definitely recommend getting it ground up. It's definitely been a hit with us, so I like that. The ground beef heart, we do the same thing. We can incorporate it to burgers, hash. We can eat it by itself. It's super yummy by itself. Just some salt, some butter, you cook it up, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's actually probably one of my favorite organs. Okay, then another staple that we always have would be some bone marrow. And so it's in a bag right now, but you can kind of tell that it's split. So it's cut open. You can see it's separated. And so what they do is they just basically cut off the knuckle on each side, and then cut it right down the middle. And then we're able to eat what's inside of it, and it's the good stuff. Okay, so we just switched where you were. It was a little bit uncomfortable to just like keep crouching down. So with the ground beef liver, I basically like to look at it as like the most natural multivitamin there is, because that's literally the best way to describe it. It has so many different vitamins in it, and in another video I would love to go into more depth about it. But it has so many of your B vitamins, and that's honestly amazing. Super good for energy. There's so much. If I just start zinc, like the amount of irons in it is great. If I just start to go into it, like I might take a really long tangent, and I want to be thorough when I speak about it. Hopefully that comes in an upcoming video. But basically it is literally, I tell everyone, it is like the best multivitamin you can ever introduce to your body. Your body loves it, needs it, and wants it, so you can get some liver. I highly recommend. Next, so that ground beef heart is really high in CoQ10, B vitamins as well, and a bunch of other vitamins that we'll go into in another video. But basically, like with especially taking these two together, I have no need to take any multivitamins. I'm not lacking anything. Why waste your time with supplements, honestly? I worked at a supplement store and I don't like things that are in our supplements. So if I can get it in the most natural way, I am definitely going to do that. And I am definitely going to recommend that to anybody and everybody because it is compatible with our bodies. We do well with it. We don't like our pee color changes when you take certain supplements and vitamins, and that kind of seems like not a good thing, obviously. Anything that's altering something that's naturally supposed to happen, I would see as a red flag. Before getting to all that, yeah, so highly recommend these. I recommend this for children, for moms, for pregnant women, for anyone in the family, like any person, anyone really can benefit from liver and beef heart. Okay, moving on to the bone marrow. A funny story with bone marrow. I got my nephew to call it cow butter and he loves it, and he's 5. So a 5-year-old can love it. I know a lot of you can. In all seriousness, it is super good. You just put a little bit of salt on it. You can heat it up, you can cook it. There are many ways to prepare bone marrow. We usually choose to just heat it up a little bit, barely, and then scoop it out. We heat it up enough to where it's kind of like more of a softer, kind of like soft butter, like a firm soft butter, I guess, is where I would say we usually heat it up to. And then we just put a bunch of salt on it and we eat it that way, and it has like tons of collagen, which helps you to repair muscle tissues. It's super good for your bones. It's super good for your hair growth, your skin. You've heard this spiel on collagen. It's really good for you. So again, it's a natural way to get this desired nutrient in your body. So I'd say actually it's just a better way to get more collagen into your body, in again one of the most natural forms to get it. So I highly recommend eating bone marrow. If it's either off the bone like this, you can broil it in the oven, you can do it on the stovetop, on the grill. You can also use the knuckle bones of the bone, and so that's usually this part. So it comes in it's got like a big knuckle, a straight part, and the knuckle. And so those are super great for the bone marrow. It's kind of a little bit different of collagen that you get, but both are great, and implementing both is probably the most optimal, and I always recommend that. But with the knuckle bones, you'll get more of that cartilage and like ligaments and stuff like that, and so you'll get that in the bone marrow more so, and then with this, you're getting a lot of that nice, good bone marrow. How many times did I say bone marrow? But yeah, I highly recommend that, and I love both options, and if you can get your hands on one of them, I would recommend. Hopefully in the next video I will sit down and go through it with you, and like what vitamins and specifics and exact like nutrient content are in all like beef liver, beef heart, bone marrow and bone broth, and steak and whatnot and all that stuff. That one I do want to have notes right in front of me, just so I can make sure I give you the most information I possibly can. I will show you some heart that we have kind of in the freezer. So we just got cow butchered, and the lovely owners always offer the organs to us, and so we always take them up on it. We do not let any part of the cow go to waste if we can help it. So yeah, so this is the heart. You can make it a wide variety of ways. You can slow cook it so it's nice and tender and like pulls apart nicely. You can do it with like in slices, and you can sear it on the grill and with butter and some salt. You can then obviously flip it, and then you could also cut it up finely, or you can cut it up in like diced versions. And the diced is great for adding and incorporating to your hash, and obviously you can get the butchers to grind it up for you. There's so many ways to eat it. My week does not feel complete unless I have some beef heart or some beef liver. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek at something I will kind of do in another video. So we are working on thawing these bad boys out. So I had like no time. So this is the beef liver, only part of it. It's massive. And so hopefully in another video I will show you kind of how I divvy it up and how I cut it or package it, store it. Crazy how big it is, one. And two, kind of like a good, not rule of thumb, but good things to follow on like how much to put in a bag, how much you need for, you know, like a couple people, or is it for a household? And I'll kind of just like go over that on like the servings and how much you really need, because you don't need that much liver in your daily or weekly intake to benefit from all of the great vitamins and nutrients in the beef liver. You really just need a little bit. So but yeah, so I have that one. I have this one here that needs to get prepared, all from the same cow. And then let's see if I can open this one. So I gotta get these in freezer bags before they get ruined. So the video will come soon. And then I think I might have another container, I think. Yeah. Liver is massive. And usually it's fairly priced. So there's like never an excuse on like, oh, carnivore or whatever is too expensive. You know, organs are very cheap usually, and if they're not, you should try a different butcher or try a different meat shop, because they shouldn't be too expensive. And then also with like ground beef, if you have like a good like local store, sometimes they'll have deals. So we're always keeping our eye out for that. Or if you buy a cow, a lot of people maybe are afraid to kind of pay all that at once, but kind of like the way we think about it, and we've been kind of thinking about it, is like, if you're going to spend the money anyway, why not get it at a cheaper amount in advance? Like, so if you pay for a cow and it's anywhere from $3 to $5 a pound, and it's a bigger, like you're paying for half a cow or a full cow, so that's gonna seem like, wow, that's a lot of money. But then you come down to it, your weekly expenses, you're buying $10.99 steak or $14.99 steak. Sorry, I ran out of memory, but I will wrap it up. So basically, if you're gonna spend all that money over and over and over each week on like $10.99, $29 steak, why not pay for all of your beef for $5 or under a pound? It just makes more sense that way. So I highly recommend maybe looking into like butcher shops, getting like family packages, or getting half cows, quarter cows, things like that, just to make the cost come down. And also, if you're smart about it, it's not that expensive. It costs money, obviously, but it's not as expensive as one would think at first. So, thanks for watching. Have a good night or day.